Welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the formative years of a person who would truly change the course of history. We're talking about the childhood of Prophet Muhammad, a story filled with love, some really tough losses, and incredible signs of the destiny that awaited him. That quote really hits home here. It's in these early, often quiet years that the entire foundation of a world-changing life was built. So we're going to explore the environment, the key events, and the people that shaped him long before anyone knew what he would become. All right, so let's start at the very beginning, with his celebrated birth right in the heart of Makkah. So his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, who was a really respected leader, was just absolutely overjoyed by the birth of his grandson. And this wasn't just a quiet family moment. For him, it was a huge deal, something he wanted the whole community to be a part of. To celebrate, he actually invited all the people of his tribe, the Quraysh, for this huge feast. This special celebration has a name. It's called an Aqiqah, and it was a really significant tradition back then. And the reason for this feast is really key. See, the Aqiqah wasn't just a party. It was seen as a kind of ritual of protection. People believed that this offering would shield the child from any harm or bad omens, setting them on a blessed path right from the start. But his time in the city was actually pretty short. Following a really common practice for noble families at the time, he was soon taken away from Makkah and out into the vast Arabian desert to be raised. Can you believe it? On just the 8th day of his life, he was entrusted to a wet nurse, a woman named Bibi Halima from the Banu Sa'ad tribe. Now, this might seem pretty strange to us today, but sending your kids to live with Bedouin tribes was actually seen as a vital part of giving them the best possible start in life. And this slide really explains why. There were two huge reasons for it. First, the clean, open air of the desert was thought to be essential for building a strong, healthy body. And second, the Bedouins were famous for their pure, eloquent Arabic. Their language was considered the most refined, so living with them was an education in itself. And almost as soon as he arrived, something pretty remarkable started happening in Bibi Halima's household. The sources tell us that from the moment this young child joined their family, they experienced this incredible wave of barakat. That's a sense of blessing and prosperity that they just hadn't seen before. So this time of blessing and growing up strong in the desert, well, it was about to be marked by an event so extraordinary, so out of the blue, that it would completely change the course of his childhood. I mean, just try to picture it. A young boy out playing with the other kids from the tribe, maybe watching over the sheep under that huge desert sky, and then something totally inexplicable happens. Now, what's fascinating is we actually have a couple of slightly different accounts of this event. In one version, two figures dressed in white appear, open his chest, and take something out of his heart. In another, more specific account from Sahih Muslim, it's identified as the angel Gabriel or Jibrail. In this version, he removes a black spot, a symbol of impurity, washes the boy's heart in the holy water of Zemzem, and fills it with faith and wisdom. You can imagine the other children just ran back, completely terrified, and while the boy himself was physically okay, this miraculous and frankly frightening event deeply unsettled his foster mother. She was so worried for his safety, so overwhelmed by what happened, that Bibi Halima made the tough choice to bring him back to Makkah and return him to his mother, Amina. His return to the city was the start of a new chapter, but sadly, it was one that would soon be defined by some really profound and shaping losses. The weight of these events on such a young kid, it's just immense. At just 6 years old, he lost his mother, Bibi Amina, while they were traveling. He was then placed in the devoted care of his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, but that comfort was cut short. Only 2 years later, when he was 8, his grandfather passed away too, leaving him an orphan twice over. So, when you look back at it all, you see a childhood that started with so much love, was marked by these incredible signs, but also filled with deep sorrow. And it really leaves you with a powerful question, doesn't it? How did this unique mix of experiences, the joy, the desert, the miracle, and the grief, how did all of that forge the character of the man he was destined to become?